Welcome in to the Steelers Talk live show here on a Wednesday. Shout out to all the real ones joining us here at the top of the hour here. It is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Side. It's 4 p.m. here in Dallas, but thank you to all of my East Coast friends checking in with us here this week. Of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers had an awesome draft class yet again. Omar Khan with an absolute masterclass in team building this past weekend. And now the rumors are swirling. Are they going to trade for a wide receiver? Are they going to sign one? Are they going to sign Terrell Edmonds or Cam Sutton or something crazy like that? Well, today we're going to be breaking down the latest news and rumors surrounding the Pittsburgh Steelers, getting you guys caught up on everything that Omar Khan is doing and all the rumors going out there on Steelers Twitter right now. Then also, I'm going to be giving you guys my list of post-draft winners and losers on the Pittsburgh Steelers roster. And then also, we're going to be having our Steelers Talk live mailbag second segment today. So make sure you guys use hashtag Steelers or Super Chat to make sure you guys get your question on the show here today. You guys know the drill here, especially my real ones here. So hashtag Steelers or Super Chat to get on today's mailbag. And guys, I love the mailbag because I love to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. I want to know what's on your guys' minds. I love answering your questions because, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going around right now around this football team, free agency, trade market. Of course, rookie minicamp is coming up here. I believe the start date is officially May 10th now, so that's a little bit over a week from now. So the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be quite busy here over the next several weeks or so, and we're going to be right here covering every bit of this 2024 offseason here after the 2024 NFL Draft. What's up? Okay, so let me know. Where are you guys watching from right now? Our graphics are being a little bit weird right now, folks, but just let us know down there in the comment section. Where are you watching the show from? Because this is truly a international community here on Steelers Talk. Thank you guys for all of your support, by the way, during the NFL Draft. Big-time gains in subs, and, you know, of course, the Super Chats are always appreciated as well. I see my mom, Patty Gustafson, is in the chat. She's from Minnesota. Marilyn Krieger is from Raleigh. We got Brock Walker from North Carolina. We got Mr. Deadhead from West Sacramento, California. Omar's Burner is from San Francisco. Mark is from Maryland. Cassie Voth, who's currently on her way to Minnesota. She's actually driving 14 hours from Dallas to Goodhue, Minnesota today. So shout out to Cassie, saying somewhere in Oklahoma right now with our dog Rosie. Luke is saying watching from work in Ohio. Mitch, it says I'm going to college in Baltimore. TJ's from Erie, Pennsylvania. Jacob is from Honolulu, Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. Wow, okay. Then we got Eddie from Wharton, Texas. We got Donald from Cordova, Tennessee. We got Ballin from Florida. Zaneta, I hope I'm saying that right, my friend, is from Texas. Javier is from Mexico. We got K9 Ty from Camden, New Jersey. We got Rel from New Jersey as well. David is from Phoenix, Arizona. Gary Lee is from the Berg. We got Coolis. No, I think it's something different there, but it's Maryland. We got Believe That. Clyde, Ohio, 419. We got DJ KJ from Florida. Fernando Martin, what's up, Fernando, is coming to us from Florida. So let us know down there in the chat right now for a shout-out. Where are you guys watching the show from? We got over 100 Yinzers in the chat worldwide right now. Damian Roy is here. What's up, Damian? Good to see you, my friend. Says Hillcrest Heights, Maryland. Gaz is from New Zealand. And then Dominic is in here. He's telling everybody, yo, okay, man. So we got a big surprise today for you guys here on the show. I said it yesterday on our video. And we've got a surprise for you. Coop is doing our Mavs watch party tonight, so he is not here today. But we have a special guest producer, and the OGs here at Steelers Talk are going to be very excited about this guy coming on screen here momentarily. It's been a long time coming here, and he is officially back for one time only today. It is Mr. Jeremy Chugs. Chugs, let's go, baby. The Steelers, here we go. Here we go, Steelers, here we go. Here There we go, Steelers. There we go. Chugs, it's like you never left, my friend. How you doing?
I mean, it's absolutely great to be back. I mean, being able to come back to a channel that I helped you build.
Yep.
It's like coming back to see an old baby, you know, like it's like going to see your son at college.
Yeah, going to go see like your old high school almost.
This is like dad's weekend. A lot's happened since I've been back. I got married for one. I'm taken. Sorry to all the Yinzer ladies out there. But yeah, I mean, I left the channel better than I found it.
Yep.
And I left it with one Jack Sperry, who's absolutely taken it by the reins and just full steam ahead. So glad to be back. Glad to be here with all the Yinzers once again.
All right, so Marilyn Krieger says we need to make you drink today. So if we want to pull up that Super Chat menu, we've actually got an option for that today. $100 Super Chats, and Jeremy is going to chug. I'm going to say this right now, too. If we get up to our goal today is to get to $500 in Super Chats.
F Coop in the chat.
F Coop in the chat, absolutely. We were doing that with Steelers Smitty last week. Coop hasn't been on the show for quite a while because of the playoff run for the Mavs.
I mean, just taking some off days.
Yeah, absolutely. So F Coop in the chat. Not really. We love Coop, but it's nice to have Jeremy on here. It was nice to have Steelers Smitty on during the draft. $100 Super Chat. Chugs is going to do a beer bong for you guys. How much to do a boot?
Ooh.
I think if we get to 500, I'll do a boot. If we get to 500 total today, I will do a boot.
I will also do a boot.
Okay, so we'll do boots for if we get to $500 today. But if you put in a $100 Super Chat, Chugs will do a beer bong. Any Super Chat gets a shout out today, so we really do appreciate everybody. And if you want to get on the mailbag, you can just be like a $2 Super Chat, guarantees that your question gets on the mailbag. We're actually doing a raffle today. It's a $10 raffle entry. We were going to do it during the draft, but I was kind of going from Maine over to Steelers, over to Commanders, and there just wasn't a whole lot of time to really focus in on a raffle. We're going to be giving away a Russell Wilson jersey here on the channel. Hopefully today, our bosses tell us that we need to get to at least $200 in Super Chats today in order to do it. So we need to get to at least $200, but every $10 that you spend today is one entry to win a Russell Wilson Steelers jersey from our friends at Fanatics. So this is going to be a good one today, guys, to get those Super Chats in, to make Chugs drink, to make me drink. It'll be water, but that's because you guys know I don't drink. But I'll drink water boots if we get to 500 today, and then just $10 gets you into the raffle to win this awesome jersey today.
I might have to Super Chat $10.
Yeah, I mean that's a great price, man. So if you want to get in on the fun, get in on the action today, $10 Super Chat will get you into the raffle. $20 will get you on the Helmet Hall of Fame here. It's starting to fill up with names. So if you want to get your name on the helmet, make sure. So I just got word that Tyler Boyd is meeting with the Titans and the Chargers.
Fernando, yes. $100 is 10 tickets.
Yes, so every $10 that you spend, all right? So if you put in 50, you get 5. If you put in 100, you get 10. If you put in 500, you get 50, okay? So, we'll figure out at the end here how many entries you have, but every $10 spent is another raffle ticket for you.
Let me ask you a question. How many games will the Steelers win in 2024, if you had to predict it?
Man. I've been saying 12, 13, personally, because I'm a big believer in Russell Wilson. I don't think he's going to have to do too much in this offense. You got Najee, you got Jaylen. Now this offensive line is stupid good after that really good draft class for the Steelers. The defense is always going to be good. And Russell Wilson, top 10 all-time in game-winning drives and fourth-quarter comebacks in NFL history. If you're asking Russell Wilson to pretty much just hand the ball off to running backs, throw the deep ball, and then get clutch drives for you at the end of games, he can do that, all right? You won 10 games with Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky, and Mason Rudolph last year. Yeah. As long as you stay relatively healthy, I think that you can get to at least that mark again, 10, and then you can add a couple of wins there, 12, 13, and you compete for a playoff. And you definitely make the playoffs.
My prediction is 11.
And that's perfectly, reasonable, right? Because, it's a very tough division and all these different things, and injuries do happen, and who knows how good Russell Wilson is going to be.
Tim, I kind of like that idea. He said, instead of water, would you do shots of apple cider vinegar? Funny for us, also healthy for you. It is good for you.
It is good for you. Unfortunately, I don't think we have any apple cider vinegar
No, I'm just saying, like,
on hand. Maybe that's something we'll do sometime during the season. I think that's a good idea there, Tim. So make sure you guys let me know down there in the chat. Just Webb's World thinks we're going to go 10. Nothing is asking where is Coop.
The real ones know. I started this channel here at Chat Sports.
Yep, absolutely.
I was the original Steeler Chugs.
Steeler Chugsy, man.
I started working maybe a year and a half, 2 years before Sperry came on.
Mm-hmm.
He came on. I finally grew the channel enough to where we needed to hire a full-time host for Steelers.
Yep.
Then they went ahead and hired Sperry. I trained him for the first 6 months. Then we kind of tag teamed it for the next maybe 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, and then Coop came in.
I took the training wheels.
Yeah, absolutely.
All the way off.
Absolutely. And now we're getting close to we just passed 50,000 subscribers a couple of weeks ago. So I mean, you started it, baby, and we're running with it now. So it's great to have you back on, Chugs.
Who would have thought?
It's absolutely fantastic. I see so many of the real ones celebrating it down there in the comments section. So today, I'm super excited to talk about this draft class. I'm excited to talk about what GM Omar Khan is going to be doing here to put the finishing touches on this roster, which really looks like it's going to be a playoff roster here in 2024. I think a lot of people are sleeping on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I still think that the betting odds, the over-under for wins, is like 8. It's like 8.5, which is just ridiculous for how good of a team this is right now.
It is hard because they are in the toughest division in football, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, answer this question, though, Chugs. Who do you think is better, the Steelers or the Browns?
Steelers.
Yeah, because Deshaun Watson was kind of terrible last year and the year before that. It's like people always say, oh, the Steelers have the worst quarterback in the division. But it's like, not really. I mean, Russell Wilson had better numbers in pretty much every single category than Deshaun Watson last year, and those are on a per game basis. That's not just like, oh, he played more games, so he had better stats. It was like per game basis, Russell Wilson was a better quarterback than Deshaun Watson last year.
The only stat that I found that Deshaun Watson is beating Russell Wilson in from last year is MPG.
MPJ. Oh, this is going to be
massages per game.
Massages per game. Massages per hour. Deshaun Watson is the GOAT in the massage game over there.
Oh, yeah.
All right, man. So coming up here, the latest Steelers news and rumors. Can't wait to talk about that. We'll talk a little bit about Najee Harris. They're going to have to decide on his 5th-year option by tomorrow, I believe the deadline is. Then we're also going to have the mailbag later. So use hashtag Steelers or Super Chat to guarantee your question gets on the show. Again, $10 Super Chat puts you into the raffle for Russell Wilson jersey. We need to get to $200 in Super Chats today in order to do the raffle today. If we don't get to 200, we'll still do the raffle. We'll just do it we'll just make it like a whole month sort of deal, and we'll do it at the end of May. But if we can get to 200 today, we will do the raffle at the end of the show.
We got some fun stuff lined up.
We got some great stuff. We got Tortilla Slaps. So if you want to see Chugs get slapped, if you want Chugs to slap me, send in those 50s, and plus that's 5 raffle tickets right there. So why not? $100, you get 10 raffle tickets plus a beer bong from Chugs. I mean, this is a one-time only deal here, all right? It's not every day that Chugs is going to be here once again because he's working hard on Raiders and Texans, and the schedule kind of lined up this week where we were able to bring him back here for old time's sake here. So this is the one time Jeremy Chugs is going to be on here. So let's make it count, folks.
Yeah.
Let's put it in and let's get it going.
I'm here for Dad's weekend. Let's go.
He's here for Dad's weekend. All right. Make sure you click that thumbs up icon if you haven't already. We're at 137 people watching. I want to get to 50 likes before we get into our first segment today. Do it for Chugs right now. Click that thumbs up icon if you're happy about Chugs being back today. Everyone type me. Everyone type me.
I am interested because this is something that we started whenever I was, still working with you on the show. And I didn't realize how many people are in it.
Yeah, and we've added a ton of people to Steelers Talk Gold Club. $100 on one stream gets you on the show. Just roll through the graphics now, Jeremy, because we have so many people that have entered Gold Club here, or I don't want to spend 5 minutes just naming every single person. So big shout out to everybody that has supported the channel over the years, ever since Chugs and I started this club here, probably about a year and a half ago at this point. It's just been a bunch of support.
And
it's
then
been
you
awesome.
added the Black Diamonds.
And then we added the Black Diamonds. These are the 500 pieces here. These are the people that put in $500 or more on a single stream. So big shout out to Sam Pugh, F1, Nathan Glass, Kurgan Cold, Gold Blue Buckeye, Elliptic 6, Gwendolyn, Marilyn, I saw you in there earlier. Big shout out to you, Omar's Burner, Kyle King, and of course KJ Live Life, and he's got the tortilla on his picture there, Mr. Chugs. So hopefully we see some KJ Live Life, because I know he's going to be putting in some 50s later on today's show. First 20 coming in here from DJ KJ.
Let's go.
Says, how long can Steelers stay healthy? And also, welcome back, Chugs. It's hard to say because you never know with injuries how it's going to play out. Hopefully a while, and hopefully you don't have like a TJ Watt injury or a Russell Wilson injury or a really big one that's going to really kill your season. But at the end of the day, man, you just got to play your cards, and hopefully the Steelers can stay healthy. DJ, you're going on the helmet right now, my friend.
I was wondering.
Yeah.
We saw the new rule with the NFL with the Guardian cap.
Yep.
Do we see anybody wear it this season?
So I actually think it's a good idea for linemen, because they get their heads hit a lot, right? And it's not really going to affect the aesthetic of the game if they're wearing Guardian caps, in my opinion. Now, when you start having quarterbacks and wide receivers, if they want to wear them, fine. But I feel like I know that they get the really big hits, like the over the middle stuff, but that stuff's already protected by the league. So I feel like skill position players, don't wear the Guardian caps. But if you're an offensive lineman, you take big hits to your head all the time, I'd be okay with wearing those. And it sounds like they're going to incorporate team logos on those things somehow, even though they're kind of lumpy. So I don't know how that's going to look. But personally, I think the offensive line and defensive linemen probably should wear them. All right, again, today's raffle item, it's $10 to enter. It is a new Russell Wilson Steelers jersey from our friends at Fanatics.
DJ KJ.
DJ KJ is the winner right now. If nobody else enters, we need to get to $200 in Super Chats today if we want to do the raffle. If we don't get to 200, we'll still do the raffle at the end of the month, but we won't do it today. That's just the way our bosses told us that we had to do it today. Okay, so now let's get into the first segment today. It's going to be the Steelers News and Rumors segment here. We got a bunch of stuff that we want to talk about today. Cam Sutton. We've got a little bit on Calvin Austin III. We got Najee Harris. And then at the end of today's show, I'll go over my list of post-draft winners and losers for the Steelers. And then in the middle portion here, I'll get into the mailbag. So make sure you guys use hashtag Steelers or Super Chat to make sure you get on this week's mailbag and have your voice heard. Chugs, we ready to get into this first segment here?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right, let's get it right now. Steelers News and Rumors coming at you right now. Could the Pittsburgh Steelers be bringing back Cam Sutton after a year apart? I'm going to be breaking down the latest news and rumors and the timeline for the Cam Sutton saga here and whether or not he could be coming back to the Steel City. And then also, two surprising cut candidates for the Pittsburgh Steelers have arisen since the 2024 NFL Draft. I'll break down those two names here also in just a little bit. And then also, I'm going to tell you why I still believe in Calvin Austin III and why I think that his roster spot is relatively safe with the Pittsburgh Steelers heading into the 2024 campaign. Also, make sure you stick around for the latest on Najee Harris's fifth-year option, whether or not Omar Khan and the Steelers are going to pick it up or decline it. Now, I want to pass, our counterpart here at Chat Sports. Matthew Peterson is the host of the Browns Report, and I have been trailing him in Twitter followers for a very long time. When I first started at Chat Sports, I had 2 followers on Twitter. I never used my Twitter, and he had about 1,400 followers on Twitter /X, whatever you guys want to call it. Then it was Twitter. Now I am within 10 followers of passing him. All right, so Steelers on top, Steelers Nation for life. Go ahead right now. Follow me at Jack_Sperry on X and help me pass Matthew Peterson, the Browns, and FPD. Oh. Yeah, okay, yeah, absolutely, Jeremy Chugs. Okay, now let's get into the stuff today here. We're going to be talking a little bit of, absolutely. So this is what Jeremy found from Matthew Peterson in terms of what he had to say about the Steelers in 2024. Dumb Steelers fans think they have a shot now that they have Russell Wilson. Newsflash, clowns, just like Mike Tomlin, Wilson is washed. All right. So if you don't like the Browns and you want to shut Matthew Peterson up right now, help me pass him here in Twitter followers. Make sure you go to @Jack_Sperry on Twitter if you haven't already, and let's pass the Browns host today. All right. So let's get into the news and rumors now of the day, which is surrounding Cam Sutton, okay? Of course, he was the number one corner for the Pittsburgh Steelers a couple years back. Ended up going to Detroit for the 2023 campaign. Didn't actually have a very good year, if I'm being completely honest with you. But Jerry Dulac of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette reported, actually during pretty much the middle of the NFL draft last week, that he recently met with the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is what Dulac had to say. Mike Tomlin and GM Omar Khan met with former Steelers cornerback Cam Sutton last week in Pittsburgh, per sources. Now, this is definitely a new development here, and it's definitely looking like the Steelers may be considering this, especially because the Steelers did not draft a cornerback pretty early on in the NFL draft like I wanted them to, and right now you pretty much only have two bona fide starters at the cornerback position in Joey Porter Jr. and Dante Jackson. So here's kind of the way things have gone down with Cam Sutton, because he's been in the news lately, and there's a reason why the Detroit Lions ended up cutting him from their football team. He was involved in a domestic altercation on March 7th in Florida, and he was charged with felony assault, okay? He avoided the police, and he kind of ran from police there. He was on the run for 3 weeks before he turned himself in, but then a state investigation into those charges found no evidence to support the felony charge. So he's free, okay? He's out there right now. They've kind of gone into a different kind of state here in terms of the charges. Now it's misdemeanor battery instead of felony assault, so that's a much lower charge. And he's entered into a pre-trial diversion program, which includes therapy and counseling and community service, and he's probably going to get that dropped from his record. Okay, so Jerry Dulac said that the Pittsburgh Steelers met with him 2 weeks ago, and he's still awaiting word from a potential suspension from the National Football League. And I think the Steelers are waiting on that as well. And I do think, guys, that if Cam Sutton doesn't have a suspension, or if it's a fairly short suspension, or if it's a fine, whatever the case may be, I think the Steelers are seriously considering bringing back Cam Sutton here. And I think that it is a possibility at this point in time. You look at his numbers here over the last 4 seasons. Last year, it wasn't great, 43.9 coverage grade, but in 2022, he was probably, and I don't even know if I want to use the word probably, he was the best corner in the Steelers secondary back in 2022. He has experience playing in the slot. Arguably, that's where he plays best. The Steelers need a slot corner at this point in time. So like I said, guys, my prediction when it comes to Cam Sutton here is whether or not you want to bring in a guy that, had felony assault charges and domestic assault charges, whether or not you want to bring a guy like that into this locker room. I do think that the Steelers are considering that at this point. And if there is no suspension, and there's just like a fine or whatever the case may be from the National Football League, I think the Steelers are going to bring him back on a team-friendly deal, and I think he might be the starting slot corner for the Black and Gold heading into the 2024 season. So what say you guys? Let me know down there in the comment section. Would you bring back Cam Sutton to be your next starting slot corner for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Give me a yes or give me a no for today's pinned comment. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. And when that happens, take advantage of that time by giving me a yes or a no down there in the comments. So now let's talk about some potential cut candidates for the Pittsburgh Steelers, where Pittsburgh Radio House David Todd says that Cole Holcomb, the inside linebacker, and Nate Herbig, the interior offensive lineman, may be on the chopping block here after the Steelers really addressed those two positions in this year's NFL draft class with Peyton Wilson, and then, of course, multiple interior offensive linemen with Zach Frazier and Mason McCormick. This is what Todd had to say. That's actually J.R. Dulac's picture, but it's David Todd. Two most likely, quote-unquote, losers on the Steelers roster post-draft are Nate Herbig and Cole Holcomb. A W addition of 3 offensive line, and most notably McCormick in round 4. Releasing Herbig post-June 1st would save $4 million in cap. Holcomb's injury was a real blow, and with signing of Patrick Queen and drafting Peyton Wilson, there may have been an injury settlement / release that could create another $4 million plus in cap space. Tough misses. There we go. Producer Jeremy got the David Todd picture up there. So listen, man, when it comes to these guys getting cut, honestly, it's not going to shock me. If Cole Holcomb's injury really is as bad as kind of Omar Khan has been alluding to this offseason, it wouldn't shock me at all if he ends up getting cut, especially after drafting Peyton Wilson in the 3rd round of this year's NFL draft, who is ready to go. Now, I don't think it's going to happen with either of these guys. I think the Steelers like depth at these positions. And listen, if they absolutely need that cap space, sure, they might consider cutting Nate Herbig or Cole Holcomb. I think they'd probably cut Herbig first because the depth on the offensive line is definitely pretty darn nice right now, and we know that if you cut Holcomb, the depth isn't all that great in the inside linebacker room anymore. So I don't think Holcomb's going to get cut, but potentially watch out for Nate Herbig, the interior lineman, to maybe get cut in the weeks to come. So now coming up here, I'm going to tell you why I still believe in Calvin Austin III and why I think he's going to carve out a real role for himself here in Arthur Smith's offense, along with special teams here in just a second. But first, let's have a word from our sponsor here from Fanatics, where you can go chatsports.com/throwback and get this awesome Steelers t-shirt in your closet today for the summer, for training camp, whatever the case may be. This is an awesome design here with the old school helmet on there. It's not really all that flashy. You got the black with the black helmet on there. It's a classic logo, all these different things. So if you're somebody that's got more of a simple style, but you still want to rock your favorite NFL team here with the Pittsburgh Steelers, go to chatsports.com/throwback to get this awesome t-shirt at a great price from our friends at Fanatics. So now let's get into Calvin Austin III here. And I do think that CA3 can still be valuable for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I've been seeing a bunch of things on Twitter lately saying, he's going to get cut. And, he's a huge loser from the NFL draft this year because they drafted Roman Wilson, another smaller slot-type wide receiver. But listen, man, I don't think he's going to get cut. I think he's going to be the punt return man. Cordell Patterson's going to be the kickoff return man. And then Calvin is somebody that I think is going to bring a little bit of a dynamic flair as a gadget-type wide receiver, potentially a number 4 wide receiver option. And you look at the wide receiver depth chart right now, Quez Watkins, I don't like the talent that he brings to the table. He's fast, but he can't track the ball, especially down the field. If you're going to be a deep threat, you have to be able to do that. Watkins doesn't do that. And I like Calvin Austin III's ability to move in space. I think that he's an underrated route runner. And he showed last year that he's a deep threat as well. He had a long touchdown in the preseason game. Kenny Pickett threw one of his only touchdown passes of the entire season to Calvin Austin III against the Raiders on that deep touchdown pass. So I still think he provides value as a deep threat that can take the top off of the defense. I think Russell Wilson, with that rocket launcher attached to his shoulder, can absolutely still hit him. And no, he's not the big type of wide receiver that Arthur Smith usually likes that can run block. Calvin Austin III is probably going to be more of just a rotational piece that comes in on 3rd down and tries to kind of relieve the top receiving options on this football team. But I think that Calvin can thrive here in year 3 as one of the best punt return men in the National Football League, and somebody that can come in on those 3rd and long situations in your 3 and 4 wide receiver sets and really be a good route runner, be a good downfield threat. I think that he's going to carve out a role for himself, and I think he's going to be a pretty valuable member to the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2024. And no, I don't think he will get cut. Now, let me know down there in the comments section, do you still believe in Calvin Austin III? Type B if you are a believer, or type N if you think I'm a little bit crazy here and think that he is not it. Let me know down there in the comments section. And before I go here today, I want to talk a little bit about Najee Harris, because we all know that the deadline to pick up his 5th-year option is approaching. It's very possible by the time I put out this video, actually, that they've decided on it. So if the news has already made this segment completely moot, just skip this, whatever. But at the end of the day, guys, I think that the Steelers should pick it up. It's not that expensive. It's less than $7 million for a running back here. And listen, if you decline this and he ends up having a great season and you can't let him go, he's going to be way more expensive than $6.97 million in 2025. I like the combination that the Thunder and Lightning approach here with Najee and then Jaylen Warren as kind of the lightning back at the number 2 spot. I would pick up the option if I were the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I would want to lock in my running back duo here in Pittsburgh for at least the next 2 years, because I think Najee and I think Warren, they're good fits for what Arthur Smith wants to do. They're going to have a good offensive line in front of them that is kind of injury-proof at this point with how much depth that they have at that position. Also, you got Cordell Patterson, who I really like as a backup option for Najee in case he gets hurt, as kind of a bigger back that's got experience in this offense. So I'm excited to see what Najee's going to do here in 2024, and I think that it would be a good investment for the Steelers to pick up his option. But let me know down there in the comments section if you disagree. Should Pittsburgh pick up Najee's option here for the 5th year? Type O if you would take up that option and pick it up, or type D if you would decline the option, which would make Najee a free agent heading into 2025. Again, help me pass Matthew Peterson in Twitter followers today by going to @Jack_Sperry. Click that subscribe button. Let's pass the Browns host today, guys. I really do appreciate all of your support. And what's that, Jeremy? Yeah, DM PD, FPD as well is what he wanted to say there. Okay, now make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already. That's going to be it for today's show. You guys are the absolute best. Make sure you click that subscribe button because we got a bunch of great Steelers content coming your way in recent days. All right, one segment down, 2 to go, Mr. Jeremy. No new Super Chats, I presume.
No new Super Chats right now.
All right.
We're trying to do a jersey raffle for today's show. Every $10 is a raffle ticket, and you will win a Russell Wilson jersey, a brand new, fresh and clean, newest member of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Newest quarterback, baby. So if you're excited about Wilson, you don't want to pony up the $120 it takes to get a jersey, $10, and you have a chance to win one today. All right. So really do appreciate your support. Also, $100 and Chugs gets to drink. He gets to do the beer bong. I saw Maryland in there saying somebody make Chugs drink. Well, Maryland, maybe you should do it, huh? How about that, Maryland? You're a black diamond. You got to make it happen here, Maryland.
I'm telling you. If we get to 500, I'm going to do a boot in less than 7 seconds. Guaranteed.
I can't do it in 7 seconds, but I'm going to do my best. 500, we're both doing boots today, all right? So let's get that going right now. We need to get to 200 in Super Chats in order to even do the raffle today. If we don't get there, it's going to have to be at the end of the month, all right? So do your part here. $10 Super Chat from everybody that can do it. Really do appreciate all of your support. We also need more questions. So #Steelers or Super Chat down there to get your question on the show. $20, get your name on the Helmet Hall of Fame. $50, and Chugs can slap me with a tortilla, or I can slap him, whichever one you guys want. Oh! This one's coming in from Maryland. Krieger! Bang! There we go, Maryland, with a $100 Super Chat. Let's go, Maryland.
Wow.
Gold Club, a Black Diamond member right now. Maryland, I apologize. I don't think Chugs knows how to put up the Super Chat stickers, the Black Diamond stickers. I think that's a Coop secret right there.
Yeah.
So
he's shadow banning me. He didn't show me how to do that before I started.
So Maryland, I appreciate you. We can't put up your Black Diamond sticker up because Chugs doesn't know how to do that. But thank you so much for that $100 Super Chat. That's 10 entries for the Russell Wilson jersey raffle today. Plus, we get a beer bong from Mr. Jeremy Chugs. Let's go, baby. That is awesome. Thank you, Maryland. Thank you so much. Okay. #Steelers.
And we're almost to the point where we can raffle off that jersey.
We're $80 away. If someone sends in another 100, that's another beer bong.
All right.
And we get to our little mark there.
Let me go get the beer bong, and then we'll chug. Always talk, but you never chug.
You always talk, but you never chug.
I'll go get the beer bong. I'll maybe go get the tortilla in case anybody wants to do that. But continue to get those #Steelers in. I'll be right back.
All right, Jeremy's going to go get those things real quick. Make sure you guys use #Steelers or Super Chat to get your questions on the show. If you got a question about, wide receiver trade rumors, if you're wondering if Justin Fields is going to play in 2024, let me know down there in the comment section. Will Justin Fields get an extension? I don't know, man. I don't know what your questions are. Let me know what you guys are feeling down there in the comment section. We're going to get things going here. Chugs is going to do a beer bong here real quick. We're $80 away from doing the raffle today instead of at the end of the month, all right? So really do appreciate all of your guys' support. we're going to get into the mailbag coming up here. Once Chugs gets back, he'll do that beer bong, and then we'll get into the mailbag. The latest rumors, guys, and let me know how you're feeling about this in the comments. DK Metcalf, Seattle Seahawks. Apparently the Steelers called the Seahawks trying to figure out if they could get Russell Wilson's former deep threat here with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And honestly, man, that would be sweet. I would love DK Metcalf in a Steelers uniform, having him and George Pickens on either side. I mean, good luck stopping those two monsters, man. But, at the end of the day, when it comes to somebody like Metcalf, I think it's going to have to happen later in the offseason if it's going to happen at all. Because if the Seahawks trade him right now, they take on $15 million in cap space or cap hit, dead cap for 2024, which is something they don't want to do. Okay, so if the trade's going to happen, it's going to happen after June 1st, which, of course, is a month away at this point, which isn't impossible if the Steelers don't have a deal done and they haven't brought in a wide receiver by then. Who knows? Maybe they do deal DK Metcalf. And maybe he doesn't fit their new offensive system there with Ryan Grubb. But he honestly kind of does, in my opinion. So I just don't think that's a possibility. I think the more likely options, Deebo Samuel from the San Francisco 49ers. The Niners are trying to pay Brandon Ayuk a long-term contract, and getting rid of Deebo would certainly help that out. So here we go. We got the Merbonga here. We got the Tortilla in here. There is none yet. All right. Jeremy, the return of Chugs to Steelers Nation, baby, getting started off right here. Every 100 is a beer bong. We're going the Happy Dad route here. We got grape though, so grape's not the best flavor. I like grape. You like grape, really? I like grape. Every time I bring in a grape to somebody in the studios, they're always like, "Oh, not grape. That's gross."
I like it. I like it.
All right, down the hatch here, Chugs. Yep. Oh, here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. There we go, baby. Woo! Down, baby. I love it. That's the first one. Who's going to send in the second 100 today? Marilyn Krieger, you just got 10 raffle entries and a beer bong. So who's going to be up next? Let's go, baby. I absolutely love it. Get those questions in if you haven't already. You got to use hashtag Steelers along with your question, or else Jeremy can't see it and he can't get on the show. So $2 super chats, man. You get on the show, you get your question on there. It's guaranteed. I don't want to see anyone crying that they didn't get their hashtag Steelers question in there. I've seen that a couple of times. The only way to guarantee your question gets on, folks, is that if you super chat, okay? So, Jeremy, how are we doing in terms of questions here? Are we good? We're okay? Okay, all right, so Jeremy says we could still use some more questions. So if you have more during the show, make sure you use hashtag Steelers or super chat like my friend DJ KJ with another 10 coming in here. So that's another raffle entry for DJ KJ. And he says, do you think Tomlin will use Russell Wilson and Justin Fields as a rotational quarterback? Well, here's the thing, DJ. I think Fields will have a package. I think that they will use him in certain types of formations. They might even use him as a running back in some formations. They might have Russell Wilson at the quarterback spot, Justin, and then maybe like Jaylen Warren on the other side of Russ, and they do some weird option type stuff. They could get really creative with using Justin Fields this year, and I really do encourage Arthur Smith to do that if they end up doing that. Can we get, are the super chats not pulling, Chugs? Oh, you're going to save it for the, okay, cool. We're going to save that. We're going to show that super chat on the mailbag there, DJ. So really do appreciate you. That's another raffle entry for the Russell Wilson jersey raffle. We're $70 away in super chats from doing the raffle today. So let's get those super chats rolling, guys. $10 to enter, 50 for Tortilla Slaps, 100 for beer bongs. And if we get to 500 today, Chugs and I are both doing a boot. All right, so let's get those going while I'm doing the mailbag here. speaking of the mailbag, let's get into your questions with the Steelers Talk mailbag coming at you right now. It is a week after the 2024 NFL Draft officially concluded. So today I'm going to be answering your questions surrounding the Pittsburgh Steelers about a week removed from the NFL Draft here. It's pretty some interesting stuff here. Cut candidates, trade rumors, all these different things that are floating around in your brains here. Can't wait to get your questions here and answer them. But before we get into it, make sure you click that subscribe button to join the most interactive Steelers community here on YouTube. We have a weekly live show every single Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where you guys can get your questions on these mailbags here every single week. Really do appreciate all of your support. And with that, make sure you click that subscribe button, and I'll pause and open it up for questions, starting with a $10 super chat from DJ KJ. He says, do you think Tomlin will use Russell Wilson and Justin Fields as a rotational quarterback? The answer to that question, DJ, is yes, I hope so. Okay, obviously Russell Wilson is probably going to be your number one starting quarterback unless he absolutely craps the bed in training camp, which I don't see happening. And, Justin, I think is going to have a package, whether it's, just short yardage and he's kind of just like the tush-push quarterback, or what I would actually do is I would have a couple packages where Russ is the quarterback, Justin comes on as kind of like a running back option or something like that. And then you also have, Calvin Austin III out there, and you have Jaylen Warren on the other side of Russell Wilson. You can do some very interesting stuff with options, with reverses, with all these different things, trick plays, if you have two guys that can pass the football. And by the way, Justin Fields has a cannon on him. So if you kind of simplify things for him, especially in the trick game, I definitely think you can make some explosive plays and come up with some really creative ideas with a guy like Justin Fields on your roster. So to answer your question there, DJ, I hope Arthur Smith has a trick up his sleeve or two. Then we got one from my man Damian O'Roy here. Says, should the Steelers go after DK Metcalf, I'm believing is what he's asking there, from Seattle, or Debo from the 49ers? Who would fit best? I think they would both fit well. The thing about Debo that I'll say is it gives the Steelers a flavor that they don't have a whole lot of right now. Most of the people on the Steelers wide receiver room here on their depth chart are true deep threats, all right? George Pickens is a deep threat. Calvin Austin III is a deep threat. Van Jefferson is a deep threat. Roman Wilson is a deep threat. I think I would probably go with Debo, if I'm being honest with you, because I think he'll be cheaper than DK in a trade, and he brings you that yards after the catch ability. And we know George Pickens has that as well. But outside of him, Van Jefferson really doesn't do that. That's not Roman Wilson's game. Calvin Austin III maybe, but Debo Samuel is arguably the best run-blocking wide receiver in football, and with the ball in his hands in space, it's absolutely electric. So I would love Debo Samuel. I don't think it would cost all that much to go get him in terms of trade compensation, and I think that he'd be an awesome Pittsburgh Steeler. Then we got one from Patrick Starr here. Says, I keep hearing that the Steelers want DK Metcalf. Any chance that actually happens? So if it happens, Patrick, it's going to happen post June 1st. And the reason for that is that if Seattle trades DK Metcalf before June 1st, they take on a $15 million dead cap hit if they do so. But after June 1st, if they trade him, it goes down to like 7.5. Okay, so if they want to trade him, it only makes sense to wait until after that June 1st mark. And if the Steelers still haven't traded for a wide receiver at that point, if they still haven't signed a number 2 wide receiver option, absolutely. If Seattle wants to deal him, I know the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be on the horn trying to get something done there with John Schneider in Seattle. Now, let me know down there in the comments section, will the Pittsburgh Steelers trade for a wide receiver? And if so, which one? Let me know down there in the comments section for today's pinned comment. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. And when that happens, take advantage of that time by answering today's pinned question by letting me know which wide receiver you want the Steelers to trade for. Okay, now we got one from Lane Ewing here. He says, is Roman Wilson a viable number 2 wide receiver option? And if so, what do you think his ceiling is? Good question, Lane. I think that he is a legitimate, viable number 2 wide receiver option. And I do believe Arthur Smith, the offensive coordinator, sees him that way because in his post-draft press conference when they drafted Roman, of course, in round 3 last week, he said that they see him as somebody that can play on the outside and on the inside. So even though he played mostly in the slot at Michigan, they see him as somebody that can be a viable number 2 receiving option. And if you ask Roman, he said this last week as well, he sees himself as a number 1 option, okay? So I do think that he's capable of reaching that. I think that, maybe number one, like true alpha type number one, maybe isn't in his future. But hey, as a legit number two option that's really good in the slot, going to be a deep threat, really reliable hands, really crisp route runner. I mean, he's going to be a really solid number two option. I think he's going to be that right away for the Pittsburgh Steelers and Russell Wilson. Then we got one from Pickens14 Goat here. Says, do you think we should bring in Frank Reich to improve our offensive coaching system? No, I believe in Arthur Smith. And if you saw what Frank Reich did with the Carolina offense last year, what makes you think he's going to be able to fix what the Pittsburgh Steelers have? I think Arthur Smith is a much more reliable type of mind there. He's younger. I think he's more well-respected around the league, honestly. He had multiple teams trying to hire him after he got fired from Atlanta, and the Pittsburgh Steelers were the beneficiary of Arthur Smith wanting to come here, which is something that I'm very excited about. I'm a big fan of Arthur Smith. I think he knows what he's doing, and I think he's going to turn things around offensively for our Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, before we get to the rest of the questions today, check out our friends at PrizePicks. You can go to prizepicks.com/CLNS or download the PrizePicks app today and use our code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100 today. And listen, guys, PrizePicks has specials for new and returning users alike for the start of the MLB season. And even though football season's been over for a while now, the action on the diamond is just heating up. And you can get in on the excitement with our friends at PrizePicks, America's #1 fantasy sports app, where you can turn your baseball knowledge into serious cash. That is, if you know ball. This is going to be my PrizePicks projection for tonight's MLB action. Pretty much what they have is on their app or on their website there. They've got a bunch of different players, and they've got a bunch of different stat projections. All you got to pick is more or less. It really is that easy. And if you know ball, you can be walking away at the end of the night with some additional cash. So the 2024 MLB season is now off and running, and you can pick more or less right now to make some money from the comfort of your couch while you watch your favorite team play. PrizePicks is super simple. Like I said, guys, all you have to do is pick more than or less than on 2 to 6 player stat projections and then watch the winnings roll in. You can get started now if you haven't already at prizepicks.com/CLNS or download the PrizePicks app today and use our code CLNS for a first-time deposit match of $100. You can pick more or you can pick less. It's that easy with our friends at PrizePicks. Then we got one from Christian Andujar here and says, where would you power rank the Steelers after the draft? I say number 12. So I don't have a list of teams in front of me there, Christian, but I definitely think that they are a playoff team, and I think that they're going to compete for the division title. I think they're going to win somewhere around 11 to 13 games next year, and I think Russell Wilson has the playoff experience and the clutch ability to potentially win you a football game, and if you can win a game in the playoffs, you can probably win multiple games in the playoffs as well. So I guess we'll just have to see where Lady Luck has the Steelers going here in 2024. But I think with Russell Wilson here, this team is capable of doing some really good things, and they could be a top 5 team or top 10 overall team in the National Football League. Then we got on from Thomas Ricks here. He says, who's going to be the third starting corner for the Steelers this year? Could they bring back Cam Sutton? Absolutely, they could. They met with him a couple weeks back. I think the Steelers are probably waiting on if the NFL is going to suspend him. And if not, it's a misdemeanor battery charge. It's not a felony assault charge. And the state investigation in Florida didn't find any evidence to support the charge of a felony assault in the domestic incident that he was a part of. Running away from police from 3 weeks isn't a good look, especially when it's a domestic assault charge. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, he played really freaking good in this defense a couple seasons back. Didn't have a great season last year, so I guess we'll just have to see where the Steelers are at here. I do think that there's some good cornerback options out there, including Cam Sutton, so it'll be interesting to see how the Steelers address that third cornerback spot. Now, what would you do? Let me know down there in the comment section. Would you bring back Cam Sutton if you had the opportunity to do so? Give me a yes or a no. Keep in mind here as well, Sutton is going to be pretty darn cheap if he ends up coming here, just because I don't think he has many other suitors at this point in time. So you get a good corner for a low price. Let me know what you guys are thinking down there in the comment section. Then we got on from Lane Ewing, who says, is Roman Wilson a viable number 2 option? And if so, I think we got this question already, Chugs. So we got to TJ here. Do you think Khan could package Dan Moore and Isaac Seumalo or James Daniels and maybe a future draft pick for a stud wide receiver? Absolutely yes. I've been seeing this rumor being thrown out there because you just drafted Mason McCormick, who I think could play in the National Football League right away. Now, if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, maybe you want to hold on to those guys because you like the depth that you have. Right now, the Steelers arguably have the best depth along the offensive line out of any team in the National Football League, and you've got an option for the future here. So James Daniels is a free agent in 2025. I don't think they would re-sign him because they have Mason McCormick waiting in the wings now. And Dan Moore, of course, is a backup, so if a team wants him, maybe he can be included. I think that all options are on the table here in terms of the offensive line depth for the Pittsburgh Steelers, sending them elsewhere. It's going to be interesting to see what a potential trade package looks like for a number 2 wide receiver. Then we got Omar's burner here. He says it'll be Ayuk, and Dan Moore will be involved in the deal. Omar is all about adding him for more than 2 months. I could see it happening. Do the San Francisco 49ers want Dan Moore Jr.? I think I'd probably rather have him than Colton McKivitz, who freaking stinks as well. But honestly, it's not that much of an upgrade, so I honestly don't know how much Dan Moore moves the needle in a potential trade for Brandon Ayuk. And I think the 49ers actually want to keep Brandon. He's their better wide receiver he's their best receiver on their team. He was an all-pro last year. He obviously has great chemistry with Brock Purdy. I think they'd rather trade a Deebo Samuel of the two. Then we got one from Eric Downs, who says, has your Steelers 2024 record prediction changed after seeing the Steelers draft class? So I think it's a great draft class. Steelers are kind of notorious for not wanting to play their rookies relatively right away. I think for sure Roman Wilson is going to play soon just because they have to. They don't have the wide receiver depth. There's a report today that Dan Moore Jr. might play at left tackle to start the season and Fautano might start the bench. I just don't think that's going to happen. But with the Steelers, you never know. We know Mike Tomlin likes to sit these rookies. But at the end of the day, guys, I think that the Steelers are going to be a damn good football team. You guys know how I feel about Russell Wilson. I think it's a perfect fit here in Pittsburgh. I think he can be kind of like a version of the Seattle Russ, playing behind a good run game, really good defense, great head coach, play clutch football. I think Russ is more than capable of doing that at this point in his career. And I think the Steelers could win, up to like 13 games this year, somewhere in between that 11 and 13 range. Now, predict it for me down there in the comments section. How many games will the Pittsburgh Steelers win in 2024 with Russell Wilson leading the way and this new crop of Steelers rookies coming up? Let me know down there in the comments section. I'm going to say somewhere between 11 and 13. Let me know your guess down there in the comments section. Then we got a couple more questions here. This one's from Let's Go Sports. Says, will Muth return in 2025? I think so. I think it's going to depend on his fit in the Arthur Smith offense because Arthur wants these tight ends to be able to block. And Muth is not the best blocker in the world. This is one of the big reasons why Kyle Pitts was such a big failure in this Arthur Smith offense because he's not a blocker. He's just kind of like a big receiver. And Muth is a better blocker than Pitts is. So I'm optimistic that it's going to work. Obviously, he's had all offseason to adjust his game and really work on his blocking. So it's going to be interesting to see how Muth evolves throughout this year's offseason heading into next year. And if he can develop into a good blocker, we know he's a great receiving option over the middle. I'm hopeful that he gets a long-term deal done here in Pittsburgh because it sounds like Muth wants to stay, and it sounds like the Steelers love him. So hopefully they can come together on a deal that's going to work for everybody. And honestly, man, I think maybe Darnell Washington hopefully can get some good stuff going as well in the tight end room. Then we got one from Easy E here. It says, do you think I think he's talking about Peyton Wilson there, will solidify the linebacker room? Yes, absolutely. Right now, you got 4 good inside linebacker options in there. Okay, you got Patrick Queen, who is your every down stud. You got a Landon Roberts, who's your great blitzer and run defender. Cole Holcomb, hopefully he can be a rotational piece this year and kind of come back from that injury and have a good season. And then also you've got Peyton Wilson coming in here, who I think is a really talented player. He's had some injury issues in the past, but he's really good in coverage. I think he's going to be more of like your third down type of guy because Landon Roberts isn't the best in coverage. In fact, he kind of stinks in coverage. So in those very obvious pass-heavy downs, you don't want a Landon Roberts out there as a liability in coverage. That's when I think Peyton Wilson comes in. And I think Wilson has the skill set to potentially replace a Landon Roberts in the starting inside linebacker room eventually. Roberts is a free agent in 2025, so if they think Wilson is ready to be a every down inside linebacker and take his place heading into 2 seasons from now, I think that's going to be the big question for Wilson heading into the year. Then we got one from Light Up Production, says, if Najee doesn't return, will Warren be number one? You'd assume so, unless they get like a really big name running back in free agency, or if they get drafted another running back in round one, God forbid. It certainly seems like Warren would be the number one option. He's awesome. You can make an argument he's the number one option right now. I think he is overall a better player than Najee Harris. I think the numbers back that up. He makes people miss way more often. His acceleration is way better. I think his long speed is better. He's a better receiver, and he's a dog as a blocker as well in pass protection. So is Najee, but, I just think that Jaylen just brings another level of juice and electricity to his game that Najee just simply hasn't shown to this point in his career. Najee's great to pound the rock, get short yardage and, lower the shoulder and all these different things. It's not like I don't like Najee, but I really like Warren, and I think he is a future number one back in the league. Then we got one from TJKJ, $10 super chat, says, which rookie do you feel like is going to have a breakout year? So out of the guys on there, out of the guys that I think are going to have the best year, it's either going to be Troy Fautano or it's going to be Roman Wilson, or it could be both of them, because I think Fautano is ready to play right away. I think he's going to be awesome in this scheme. And then Roman Wilson is somebody that, as a rookie, I think he's ready to play right away in this system. He's a good run blocker. He's got really reliable hands, crisp route runner. He's going to get open against man coverage in the slot. I have no qualms and no concerns about either one of those guys. And, I think Peyton Wilson and Zach Frazier will play well too, but I really think the studs from this class, at least in year one, are going to be Troy Fautano and Roman Wilson, the wide receiver. That'll be it for this week's mailbag, guys. Really do appreciate all of your questions. If you want to have your voice on next week's Steelers Talk mailbag here, you can check out the Steelers Talk live show next Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Really do appreciate all of your support. And until next time, here we go, Steelers. 2 down, 1 to go, Chugs. Woo! So DJ KJ coming in with another 10 and another entry for the raffle.
We're 60 away.
So we're $60 away from doing the raffle today. If we don't get to 200, then we're just going to do the raffle at the end of the month.
DJ KJ, Maryland, we have your names down. It'll basically be throughout the whole month, whoever puts it in. So your names are still in the raffle.
So no matter what, Maryland and DJ, if we don't do it today, your guys' names will still be in the raffle when we do it at the end of the month. Don't worry about it, all right? So really do appreciate your guys' support.
And I'm trying to do a boot. If we get to 500 total, I'm doing a boot. That's 3 beers in 1 glass.
Me too. I've 3. It'll be 3 waters or 3 seltzers or whatever we decide to do. I'll do 3 of those in 1 boot. You guys have seen me drink boots before. It's hilarious because I struggle through it. All right, so if you guys want to see it, if we get to 500, that'd be absolutely fantastic. You guys are the absolute best. Again, $20 to get your name on the Helmet Hall of Fame. We still haven't had a tortilla slap today. Chugs has been waiting all week, knowing that he was going to be this week's producer to slap me.
I know.
And we still haven't gotten the 50.
I'm a little upset.
So he's a little upset right now. Hopefully somebody can come in with a 50 and help him out.
We're trying to get wild. Cassie's out of town.
This one's coming in from Pittsburgh Fan Bang! Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. And you can lock in the raffle today, folks. A $100 super chat from Pittsburgh Fan 412. One of the real ones here from Chat Sports. Let's go. And that's another Merbonga for you, Chugs. Somebody go get another grape, happy dad.
All right, let's get it. Let's get it. He said raffle, baby. What's the raffle for? Well, now it's official.
So, Pittsburgh Fan, you just got 10 entries to win a brand new Russell Wilson jersey that we are raffling off today. Thanks to you, my friend. Let's go. Type me if you want the jersey, folks. Type me. I'm going to give some shout-outs here. Type me if you want the jersey. I see Pittsburgh Fan 412 down there. Alaska Corley is in here. We got Mile High. We got Pat. We got Isaac. We got Light Up Productions. We got Alaska. We got David. We got DJ KJ. We got Maryland. We got Fernando. Fernando, if you want the jersey, I know you love this. I know you love to bring in those $100 super chats, Fernando. Come on now. Come on, Fernando.
Who's trying to get it?
Who's trying to get it, folks? Oh! Vince, John, Alphonse. I don't even know how to say it, but he says 14 wins this season, and that is a slap with a $50 super chat.
Slap for me or slap for you?
Let us know.
John.
Let us know, Vince. Vince, let us know who do you want to get slapped. Okay, so he's got...
Type Sperry or Chugs.
I see Alaska down there. I see Jack. I see Mile High. Oh, yeah, baby. You gotta love it, Jeremy. Let us know. Let us know, Vince. Who do you want to get slapped? I'm still looking for it. Who do you guys want to get slapped? Spam, Sperry, or Chugs? Down in the chat. Let's go. He's already got the tortilla in his hand. He's feeling pretty confident. Pittsburgh fan wants Chugs to get slapped. Of course, Cassie wants me. Naturally, Cassie wants me to get slapped. Jack B says Chugs. Oh, Vince says I'm getting the slap.
Let's go!
God darn it. Oh! Maryland Krieger with a $50 super chat, and he says slap Jack. Come on.
That's two.
Come on, folks. All right. Let's get this over with. 2 slaps. Oh. That was a double slide. Oh, that hurts. You got me right underneath the cheeks, like right in here. Oh, Vince comes in with a 50. Says, here we go, Steelers. 14 wins this season. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. And Maryland with a 50 as well. Cassie is asking, how close are we to 500?
We're 160 away.
$160 away from 2 boots.
Let me put Vince and Maryland in some more for the raffle.
Goodness gracious, man. Okay. Never mind. All right, so we still got one more segment to go here, folks, so don't go anywhere. We still got my post-draft winners and losers for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We're $160 away from 2 boots.
Every $10 is a raffle ticket for today's show. If you're trying to get it in, hey, $10 and you can win a new Russell Wilson jersey. You can be one of the coolest Yinzers out there rocking the brand new quarterback's jersey.
And listen to Isaac Hall down there in the chat. He says, like the video. We're only at 109 likes right now. Let's try to get that up to...
I had to keep my pimp hand strong.
You gotta love it. Another 50 and Chugs will, I guess, slap me, because I guess it's just a slap Sperry kind of day.
What the 5 fingers say to the face?
Slap! Gotta love it, man.
I'm Rick James!
No. Okay, now let's get into the final segment right now. Keep those super chats coming. We're $160 away from a boot for both of us. Okay. Are you ready for this? Okay. Let's get into the final segment right now so we can just screw around here for the last portion of the show. Let's get into Steelers post-draft winners and losers. Pow! What do you say?
Also, before we start this segment, Cassie is out of town. Sperry's girl, his ride or die, his rock, is out of town. So, go down in the comment section and let Sperry know he's a free man tonight. What should he have for dinner? He's all on his own. What should he have for dinner? He's going out to get his own dinner. He gets to choose Let me know down in the comment section, what should Sperry have for dinner tonight? Maybe we'll choose from the comment section.
Wendy's, Chipotle, Jimmy John's. Cassie hates Jimmy John's, so maybe that's the move tonight. I don't know. Jersey Mike's.
Do we go with something crazy? Maybe some sushi.
I don't like sushi as much. I'm kind of weird like that. I feel like everybody likes sushi. I don't.
DJ KJ said some steak. Brian Ruiz says get some Chinese food.
Honestly, Panda Express sounds pretty good.
Marilyn says lobster.
Lobster? Oh my god.
Have you had lobster?
I have had lobster. I don't know, man. They're just big shrimp.
Just big shrimp.
They're just big shrimp. You know, I don't know. I'd rather go get some shrimp.
Liver and onions, Mexican food from Zach. Though we did have Chipotle for lunch.
We did have Chipotle for lunch.
If there's anybody that's going to double up on Chipotle, it would be Sperry.
Double breakfast of champions tomorrow. For anyone that doesn't know, every time I have Chipotle, I get chips and guac, and then I have them the next morning.
I see Euro. Are you a fan of Greek food?
Not really. Oh! We just got closer to a boot, ladies and gentlemen. This one's coming in from Kurgan Cold. Bang! And notice the 69 at the end of it. Everyone spam nice in the chat. Spam nice. Let's go. Black Diamond Kurgan Cold with a $100 super chat, and that's 10 entries, Kurgan. Are you ready for this? By the way, Kurgan, I think you probably just joined us here. You just got 10 raffle entries to potentially win your very own brand new Russell Wilson Steelers jersey today. Let's go. Everyone spam those nices for Kurgan Cold. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Gotta love it, man. Let's go. Kurgan Cold.
Right now, Maryland has the best chance. She has 15 entries for the Russell Wilson jersey. Vince has 5. Pittsburgh fan has 10. Kurgan has 10. And then DJ KJ has 4.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. We got some good names in there.
If you want to throw your maybe name in for a chance to get in, every $10 is a raffle ticket. Get in now while you can.
When we did a Kenny Pickett jersey raffle last year, we made $2,000 on that stream.
And who's going to be better?
Let's make this one even better, folks. All right, that's going to be absolutely awesome. $10 and you in. That's all it takes to win. I mean, this is a brand new jersey. All right, this is not a cheap jersey from our friends at Fanatics that you can get for just a $10 super chat. I mean, just absolutely fantastic stuff. All right,
and we're $60 away from having to do 2 boots.
That's right. So we're $60 away from 2 boots. Okay, so Chugs, you guys know I don't drink. I'll probably do water boot, and then Chugs, will you do seltzer boot, or what are you going to do?
I'll do a seltzer boot.
You do a seltzer boot? Sweet. All right. So we still got one more segment coming up here. It's post-draft winners and losers for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Are we ready to get that going here, Chugs?
I'm ready.
All right, let's get it going right now. Post-draft winners and losers for your Pittsburgh Steelers. The 2024 NFL Draft has officially come and gone. And today I'm going to be breaking down the Steelers players, coaches, whatever, that benefited the most and least from the Steelers 2024 NFL Draft class. Make sure you guys click that thumbs up icon if you haven't already to help support the channel. And if you loved what Omar Khan did with this year's draft class, yet again, you're giving this draft class an easy A grade like I am, make sure you click that thumbs up icon and show your love to the Khan artist. So first up here, let's go over the winners for this year's draft class. And I do think that the number one winner in terms of the coaching staff, okay, we could say Mike Tomlin, that's the easy answer there. But I think Arthur Smith has got to be stoked with what Omar Khan gave him, and especially in terms of the bodies up front. I mean, you get Troy Fautano, one of your starting tackles next year, in my opinion. I think he's going to play left tackle with Broderick on the right. But honestly, I trust Mike Tomlin and Artie to make the right choice there as to where they put these guys. I think because Fautano's a better pass protector right now, I think it makes more sense to put him on the left side. But like I said, guys, mix or match, whatever you think is better. If you think Broderick's better on the left side, whatever, I don't really care. But then also, you add Zach Frazier as your new starting center with his toughness and tenacity and his wrestling background and all the stuff that we love about him. And then we got Mason McCormick, really a road grader type guard who's probably not going to start right away, but he's going to be potentially a future starter down the road, and he's going to provide some really awesome depth along the offensive line. Plus, you pick up Roman Wilson, a really good wide receiver that he's going to be able to utilize. Arthur Smith said he plans on using Roman both on the outside and on the inside. You could really tell that he loved Roman Wilson's game. And speaking of our Wilsons here, let's talk about Russell Wilson, the guy that's going to be throwing Roman Wilson his passes in 2024. And listen, man, Roman Wilson, he's a deep threat. He's great on those deep crossing routes that we know Arthur Smith loves to run. And I think Russell Wilson is really good at throwing those deep balls. And I think that he's somebody that's really going to be able to get the ball to Russell Wilson. He's going to have Roman Wilson, I should say. He's going to have a really good offensive line in front of him. And I can't wait to see the Wilson to Wilson connection here in Pittsburgh, because Roman Wilson, man, great deep threat, really good route runner, really solid hands. I mean, I know that the Pickens connection with Russell Wilson is going to be absolutely fire, but I know that the Roman Wilson one is going to be fantastic as well. I know Wilson is going to be a rookie here and all these different things, and Mike Tomlin doesn't like to play rookies, blah, 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 blah. He's going to get on the field very early, and he's going to be very productive with Russell Wilson throwing him the ball. And now you're in a position here. If you're Russ, you got a great run game, you got a great defense, you got a great head coach. Now you have one of the best offensive lines in football, or at least you hope it is. And now you're pretty much just one piece away from really giving Russell Wilson everything that he needs at the wide receiver position. I think they could still go out and make a big move for a wide receiver. I go over the biggest names and the biggest wide receiver targets on the market today, both in free agency and that could potentially get traded. I did a video on that earlier this week, so I'll put the link to that video in the comments and description of today's show so you guys can check that out. Now, get in the comments and let me know which wide receiver should the Pittsburgh Steelers add to the offense this offseason to pair with Russell Wilson, George Pickens, and, of course, Roman Wilson. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show, so YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. When that happens, take advantage of that time, but let me know which wide receiver you want to see in black and gold next year. Third winner, DeMonte KZ. I think that with them not getting a slot corner or any corner for that matter, it's looking more and more like KZ is going to be a part of the rotation among the starters once again. Now, of course, last year he was a part of this rotation with Keanu Neal, and Neal was hurt for most of the season, so KZ was a full-time starter when he was healthy. But towards the end of the season, guys, I thought he played really slow. I thought he lost his legs, and I even considered, and I actually put him forth as a cut candidate this offseason because I'm just not sure if he still has the juice. Hopefully I'm wrong. KZ's a great locker room presence. I think he's a good guy as well, and with the Steelers not getting really anybody that's going to challenge for a starting spot, at least in week one, it's looking like KZ could definitely be a part of the starting rotation for the Steelers heading into 2024. Then, speaking of the secondary here, Corey Trice Jr., another beneficiary of the Steelers not going out and getting a cornerback. I mean, yeah, you got Dante Jackson and you've got Joey Porter Jr. on the outside, and, Corey Trice Jr. is not going to play in the slot. He's too big. But maybe Mike Tomlin considers moving Dante Jackson into the slot. He is smaller, he's shifty, he's physical. He kind of fits what Mike Tomlin would love in a slot corner. And then if Corey Trice has a really good training camp and he really shows off the speed and the strength and the length and all these different things that he's coming to the table with, is it really all that crazy to think that Joey Porter Jr. and Dante Jackson will be your two corners in your base formations? And then when you go to your nickel and your dime sets, Corey Trice Jr. comes on as kind of an outside corner and they kick Dante back inside. I certainly think that's something that could be possible as a possibility for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I think Corey Trice Jr. is set up now where if he has a good training camp and a good preseason, he might be able to earn himself a starting spot on the Steelers defense. So coming up next year, post-draft losers for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's a longer list here. obviously because there's a new crop of rookies coming in and there's people that are losing positions, losing certain standings in certain rooms. So we'll get to that here in just a second. But first, if you believe in Justin Fields and you think he is the future of the Pittsburgh Steelers, you can get his jersey officially licensed for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Number 2 is going to be his jersey number here in Pittsburgh. You can get it today at chatsports.com/Fields and make an investment here if you think Justin is going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler for a very long time. I'm certainly rooting for the kid. If Russell Wilson doesn't play well, I certainly think he's a great backup option, but it's looking like he's just going to be on a 1-year contract here. So it's going to be interesting to see how things play out for him in his Pittsburgh Steeler career here. There's rumors that they might sign him to an extension. So if that's the case, it looks like he might be sticking around here. So get his jersey today at chatsports.com/Fields. I'll put the link to that in the comments and description of today's show so you can let fanatics know that we sent you. Okay, now, losers. Dan Moore Jr. is a pretty obvious one here. First-round pick, once again, a left tackle that is brought in to replace you. Now, Dan Moore was able to hold on to his spot at left tackle last year because Chukwuma Okorafor lost his job at right tackle, of course, ushering in Broderick Jones on the right side. But with Fautanu, who I think is more ready to play right away than Broderick was last year, I just don't think that there's any way Moore should start week 1. Now, I know there's rumblings out there from like Jerry Dulac and other people that the Steelers plan to start him at left tackle week 1. I just think that Fautano's too good. And I think that, when you line these two guys up in camp, it's just not going to even be close. Now, Moore is definitely a good backup swing option for you if you start Fautano and Jones. And I think that he really gives some nice depth at this position. And he could be a nice bargaining chip as well. But for somebody that went into draft weekend as a bona fide starter for this team and left it not in that status, it's definitely not a great week for Dan Moore Jr. Then James Daniels, somebody that I'm a big fan of, and I think that is a really good player. Still only 26 years old, by the way. He's been one of the best and highly graded offensive linemen on the Steelers the last 2 years. He's been a bright spot and some pretty spotty offensive line work here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But he's an unrestricted free agent in 2025, and especially going out and getting a guard in Mason McCormick in the 4th round, somebody that I think could start in the NFL pretty quickly. I think that tells you that that's probably the long-term plan for the Steelers. They don't want to spend big money on a guy like James Daniels at this position. They want to stay young. They want to stay relatively inexpensive. And if James Daniels has another great season, he's going to get the bag somewhere, and I don't think the Pittsburgh Steelers want to be the team to give it to him. So what say you guys? Let me know down there in the comments section. Should the Pittsburgh Steelers lock up James Daniels at right guard for the long term? Give me a yes or give me a no down there in the comments section to give me your thoughts on James Daniels. Now let's get into Larry Ogunjobi, the 5 technique here. And, I like Larry O. He's a decent player. Not a star, not a superstar, not really even close. And they're paying him a pretty decent chunk of change. And, he's going to be a free agent next year as well. So you get Logan Lee in the 6th round, somebody that I'm kind of a fan of. I thought it was a really good pick for that value. And listen, man, the 5 technique just isn't on the field as much, especially with Keanu Benton kind of assuming a larger role within this system. So the 5 technique, the 3-4 defensive end, whatever you guys want to call it, is just not going to have that big of a role anymore in this defense. So Larry O, he's got one more season. I expect him to play well, and I wish him the best of luck elsewhere, but this is probably his final season here in Pittsburgh as he is a free agent next year. Then Cole Holcomb. I mean, listen, man, you get a guy in Peyton Wilson who is a really good player. I think that if he stays healthy, he's going to be a future 3-down starter type at the position in this league. And you have Patrick Queen being brought in, and Landon Roberts is still good. I mean, right now, it's not a good sign that Cole Holcomb is fully healthy. And even if he is, I mean, what's his long-term future here with the Pittsburgh Steelers? I guess we're going to find out. I'm rooting for him. He's a good guy. The golden mullet, the mullet in the middle, whatever you guys want to call him. I really am wishing him the best because he is a pretty decent player. Had a pretty decent year last year before that really gruesome leg injury. So hopefully he can be a Pittsburgh Steeler here and a good one for at least the next year or so. But I guess we'll have to see given the status of him here in this room. Then we got Nate Herbig, and listen, this might be the biggest loser of them all here, besides maybe Dan Moore. Nate Herbig went into the weekend as the starting center option, or the person that was stated by Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin as the starting center option. They said that they were good with him going into the season as their center, and by the end of the weekend, he wasn't even just the backup interior offensive lineman center. I mean, Mason McCormick took that role. So he's not only just the starting center, he's not even the first backup on the interior. So that is a huge decline for Mr. Nate Herbig. And, Herbig's great in the locker room, super bubbly personality, great smile, all these different things. I do think McCormick is better than him, if I'm being completely honest with you. And I think he's going to take that role as like the depth piece on the interior. So Herbig's going to need 2 of the interior offensive linemen to even see the field. It honestly wouldn't surprise me if the Steelers end up cutting him and try to give him an opportunity elsewhere. So now, for more content from me, Steelers content every single day, you can check me out at Jack_Sperry on X or at SpareDog.football on Instagram. I really do appreciate all of your guys' support. And until next time, here we go, Steelers. Make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Really do appreciate your guys' support. And this time for real, here we go, Steelers. Alrighty, $69 Super Chat from Kurgan. Cold. You got to love it. Spam those nices down there in the chat. Spam those nices down in the chat. Show some love to Kurgan Cold. I see Heavy down there. I see Rhonda. I see Alaska. I see, who else here? I see Vince. I see Brian. I see Isaac. I see Loki. I see Alaska. I see Winner's very own.
Did you say that you saw Vince?
I saw Vince.
Oh, well, I saw Vince too.
$50 super chat from Vince. John. How do you say this?
Aflugui.
Alfoggy?
Aflugui. He says at the bottom, look.
Alflugui is how he says it?
Draft is an A. O-line was addressed and everything starts in the trenches. Whether it be Wilson or Fields, they got a lot more solid protection now. That is 100%.
Alflugui.
Aflugui.
Aflugui. Okay. Sorry for butchering that, man, but you got to give it to us. That's kind of
Buddy Bear!
Is Buddy Bear here? Where's he? I don't see him.
Lord Buddy Bear!
Buddy Bear!
Buddy Bear, $100 and I'll do a boot for you right now, Buddy Bear.
Buddy Bear, $100 and Chugs will do a boot for you.
And, Buddy Bear, not only $100 for a boot, you'll be entered in for a chance to win a Justin Fields, Russell Wilson jersey.
Buddy Bear! Buddy Bear! Buddy Bear! Buddy Bear! Come on, buddy. Come on, Lord Buddy Bear. We need you, pal. Come on now. Okay.
Young Noticeable.
What's Young Noticeable saying? Oh, Coop really took off his glasses and thought we... No, actually, they're both Jewish, but Coop's doing his Mavs watch party tonight again.
Yeah.
So Jeremy, because Raiders is off today, so Jeremy was free, so he's like, you know what? Let's run it back on Steelers, baby.
I said Steelers country.
Steelers country?
Let's ride.
Let's ride. Absolutely, baby. All right, so that's a 50, so that's a slap. So who does Vince want to slap?
And Kurgan.
Well, that was a 69. Does that count?
I would say so.
Everybody wants to get slapped me, though.
All right, Kurgan and Vince, who are you slapping? Type Chugs if you want me to get slapped, or type Sperry if you want Sperry to get slapped.
Let us know who do you want to get slapped. We do have 2 boots, at least a boot for me coming up. It looks like Buddy Bear needs to put in 100 for you to do a boot.
Buddy Bear, do you want it?
If Buddy Bear wants a boot, send in $100 super chat. Lord Buddy Bear. What's up?
Vince.
Vince says, oh, let's go.
Oh, Kurgan.
Yes. 2 slaps coming up for Chugs. Gotta love it.
Oh.
Gotta freaking love it, folks. Get up here, Jeremy. Get up here. I've got the tortilla ready to go right here. Send in those supers. Right now, we're at 560. I've got a boot. Buddy Bear needs to send in 100 to make Chugs do a boot. We need Buddy Bear to send in 100. Come on, Buddy Bear. So Kurgan says, my brother is a Raiders fan. So do they watch the Raiders report? That's what I want to know. He's on his tippy toes, by the way.
No, I'm not.
All right, you ready? Oh, man. No, it was going to break. Oh! Oh!
Oh, that was like chin.
I got him like in the neck. Oh my gosh. Let's go. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. So Kurgan Cold says that his brother watches Mitchell Renz and the Raiders report. So you've seen Chugs before then, Kurgan. Absolutely fantastic. All right, so it looks like this one's rolling in from Lord Buddy Bear. Bang! And he says, no on the Russell Wilson jersey. I've had a crazy day. Had to leave work early. My mom went to the ER. Guess what, bro? You're doing a boot, bro. Oh, and as always, F-Tom, Fumble Brady. That guy could cure cancer and, what's the rest say? Lord Buddy Bear, I salute you, my friend. Chugs is doing a boot. So am I. Everybody chant Buddy Bear in the chat. Buddy Bear. Buddy Bear. Buddy Bear.
And you know what? Since Buddy Bear doesn't want the entry, how about we do something fun? How about we do whoever spams Buddy Bear the most right now.
Okay.
Whoever spams Buddy Bear the most right now, free entry.
All right. Whoever spams Buddy Bear the most right now for the next minute is going to win a free raffle entry.
I'm going to go get our boot.
All right. I'm going to slack you something real quick here, Jeremy. Just make sure you see that. Okay. All right. I see Kermit is my God, DJ KJ, Young Noticeable, Brock, Alaska, Marilyn Krieger. Who wants it, baby? Who wants the free entry? We got Kurgan. We got Young. We got DJ KJ. We got Marilyn. We got Brock. We got Kermit. We got Alaska. Who wants the free boot? Spam Buddy Bear in the chat. I see Meaty Buffalo. I see Kermit. I see Young Noticeable. I see Alaska. I see Maryland. I see Young. I see Brock. Come on, folks. It's the same people over and over again. We need more people. Come on, get in on the action. Who's going to win it? Keep spamming it until Chugs gets back. Come on. I'm going to pick somebody in 10 seconds. Whoever has the most, I'm going to win. Come on now, spam it. I see Joe L. I see Pittsburgh fan. I see Brock. I see Young. I see DJ. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so I'm looking at my metrics right now. Who put it in the most? It looks like Alaska Corley. Alaska Corley is going to get the free entry there. So thank you so much to Alaska for spamming Buddy Bear. You have a free entry to win the Russell Wilson jersey. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I absolutely love it. Okay, so we actually have some names we have to add to the helmet here. We got Vince is going on the helmet. We got Lord Buddy Bear that needs to go on the helmet. I think so, unless Buddy Bear's already on here. I don't think he is. Lord Buddy Bear. We got Vince. John Alflugui. Fantastic stuff, folks. Keep bringing in those supers. We're going to be doing the raffle right after we chug the boots here.
Oh!
No, that's an old one. I just got the spelling. I think so anyway. Yeah, so no new supers just yet. So I got my boot.
Who got in?
So it was Alaska Corley. Alaska Corley won. So shout out to Alaska. All right, are you ready here, Chugs?
Hey, if you didn't get your free entry, $10 super chat to get in.
$10. All right, $10 to win. Like, what is it? Like at least $120 jersey. So like that's, I think, if you want a jersey and you want a chance to win one here, I think $10, pretty good bet. I mean, people spend $10 to give themselves a 1 in a billion chance at the lottery. The least you can do is a $10 for like a 1 in 100 chance. I mean, it's a really good lottery ticket there. All right, here we go. I got my water boot. Chugs has got his. Chugs is going to absolutely destroy me, by the way. Are we ready? Are you going to give me a head start?
Who you got?
Who do you got, Chugs or Sperry? It's going to be him unless I get a head start. Do I get a head start?
You want one?
Yeah. Can I get a...
I'll give you a 10-second head start.
All right, I'll get a 10-second head start. 3 beers worth of water coming up right now. Ooh, all right, here we go. 10 seconds. Oh, God. I got about halfway through and he already beat me. Oh, my gosh. I don't know how you put it away like that, dude. Oh, my God. The Lord Buddy Bear saying that's how you do a boot. Give some shout-outs in the chat while I finish this here, Chug. We got some supers rolling in here, too.
Here we go. Ooh. Needed it. Let's see. DJ KJ getting in a couple more. Let me put, you said Alaska Corey won.
Alaska Corley, yeah. Ugh. It's not even close.
And then DJ KJ with 2 more. And then Meaty Buffalo with 2. Mr. Meaty Buffalo. All right, here we go. DJ KJ, he just said Chugs. Let's freaking go.
Oh, Maryland's cheering me on right now.
Come on, let's help Jack finish. Pause. Jack. Let's go! Let's go!
I still got a little bit. I gotta say though, this has got to be my record. I was just saying something.
All right, Meaty Buffalo. Steelers are gonna win the AFC North. Cleveland stinks. Cincinnati is trash, and Baltimore is a poverty franchise. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
All right, let me set up our raffle system.
All right.
Last chance to get in.
Here we go. I'm going to put a timer on for 3 minutes. 3 minutes to get into the raffle here. $10 to get in, okay? And if we get to $1,000 in super chats in these 3 minutes, we're $300 away. We'll extend the show by another 15 minutes. So that's a lot of money, but if you guys want another 15 minutes, we can do that for you guys. Whew, man, that's a lot. That was a lot of water. All right, so we got 3 minutes on the clock. $10. $10 to get in. Every $10 that you spend, you get more. So if you send in a $100 super chat, you get 10 entries. My monitor just turned. Okay, cool. $50 supers, we'll get slaps going. I got to slap Chugs twice. He got to slap me 2 times. So if you guys want more slaps, send in those 50s. $20 to get your name on the helmet. So Meaty Buffalo actually needs to go on the helmet here. So does DJ KJ was already on here. Yes, he was. So I believe Meaty Buffalo gets on here. All right, we got less than 2 minutes now. We're going to get this raffle going for you guys, unless we get a $300 super chat here in the next minute. Woo! It smells like grape in the studio now, man, with the Happy Dads. Did you just down a entire boot of grape, or did you mix flavors? Chug says it was all grape. I see Joe L down there, Alaska Corey, a Maryland Krieger, Pittsburgh fan, 412, Meaty Buffalo, DJ KJ, Vince. Everybody's showing up today, man. I love it. I love it. Absolutely fantastic. We got 45 seconds left to get your entry in if you haven't already. Now is the time. We're going to be doing a duck race here, 60-second duck race to see who wins the jersey. And by the way, Chugs, if you can put my Twitter handle on the bottom here, make sure you DM me on Twitter if you win. If you haven't followed me yet, I'm at Jack_Sperry. And then just give me a DM here, and we'll figure out your whole situation. I see Darwin Nolan down there. Buddy Bear has a question. Says, which one do you hate more? I assume Ravens. I hate Broncos more than Chiefs and Chargers. Lots of Broncos fans were live. So there's the timer. Buddy Bear, I think just because of Petey and thanks to the Browns report, I have to say the Browns, especially because their fans haven't, their team hasn't accomplished literally anything in the Super Bowl era. And they talk the most shit about our franchise than anybody. I mean, like, Ravens fans, I don't like those guys either. Like, Cassie sat next to one on a plane one time, and he literally farted the entire time. And, like, Cassie figured out what the Baltimore Ravens fans were after that. I was actually on our way to Pittsburgh. So if Cassie's watching this, I'm sure she remembers that. But anyway, man, so don't like them, and obviously hate the Pussycats, the Bengals too. It's kind of like the Cowboys in the NFC East. Everybody hates the team that's at the top, which is the Steelers. And you know what? Sometimes, you got to take some of the hate if you're going to be number one. That's just the way it works here, folks.
All right. Last chance to get in. $10 super chat to get in the jersey raffle or forever hold your peace. I'm about to send the list over, and then we'll do this race.
All right, last chance here. The timer has already passed, so we're giving you a couple extra seconds here. Other than that, we're going to roll here with this raffle for the Russell Wilson jersey on the return of Chugs Day. You got to love it. It's been a good one. Chugs got a boot in, got a couple beer bongs. It's been a good time. It's been a good time.
Or if you want another beer bong, 100.
Hey, $100. Every $100 is a beer bong, folks. So keep sending those in if you haven't already. All right, let's get to this raffle.
All right, I'm putting in the names right now.
Chugs is putting in the names, and then we'll do them.
Right now.
Right now. Who's going to win this jersey? I wonder.
How much?
How much? $10 to get in. So while Chugs is putting the names in, you still have a chance to get your name in there. We got Maryland Krieger in there. Vince is in. There's a lot of horses in this race, folks. We got quite a bit of entries, and I love it. All right, baby. Are we ready to get things going in the Steelers Talk Derby for grand prize of a new Russell Wilson Steelers jersey? And they're off.
Oh, wait.
No?
Wait.
A little bit of a delay here.
Where's my cursor?
Okay. Can you not see it?
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Now we're almost.
Oh, by the way, the king of the Tortilla Slaps, Sam Brown, is here.
Now they're off.
If you want me to slap Sam, send in a 50. They're off. Vince gets an early lead. Now it's Maryland Krieger. Kurgan Cold has the course towards the top. We got DJ KJ. There's a little bit of a pack here. KJ is in there. Pretty steady. Now Kurgan Cold has two horses in the front. Another Kurgan Cold horse is starting to come forward here. It takes the lead.
Pittsburgh fan 12 is saying, damn, my horses are so slow. No, you're coming up from the back, Pittsburgh fan.
Look, Pittsburgh fan, the blue one. You're right there. Now there we go. We got a pink one that's coming up too. Who's going to take it? 20 seconds left.
Oh, if it's Alaska Corey, that would be wild.
If it's Alaska Corey, that's going to be unbelievable. Kurgan Cold is at the top with 10 seconds left. It's going to come down to the final stretch. DJ KJ, Pittsburgh fan 412 gets the last couple stretch, and it's going to be, who's going to win? Pittsburgh fan 412! Let's go! Pittsburgh fan 412 with the photo finish. Pittsburgh fan 412, make sure you follow me on Twitter and send me a DM. We'll get your information. We'll get that sent your way. Absolutely unbelievable race there, folks. Shout out to everybody that donated today, that super chatted. We made over $700 in super chats with a final one here from Ricky, if we want to put that up, Mr. Chugs. Woo! Pittsburgh fan 412 with the victory. Ricky Campbell comes in, says the Steelers will win the AFC North. You better freaking book it. And you know why? This is actually a pretty decent possibility here, Chugs. The Pittsburgh Steelers always eat the... Oh, look who showed up! It's Coop!
Always talk, but you never chug.
You always talk, but you never chug. And by the way, so Coop, what did you think of the Pittsburgh Steelers draft class?
Very good.
Very good, right?
Excellent.
I can't wait to talk about it with you next week. Well, maybe not next week, but we'll see. So do you think the Dallas Mavericks win tonight?
I need either the Mavericks or the Stars to win for my mental sanity.
If they both lose.
If they both lose, you will not see me next week.
My mental sanity.
Because I will be in an insane asylum.
Goodness gracious. Well, so now we have proof that Chugs is not just Coop without glasses.
True.
Yeah.
They do kind of look similar with the beard and.
All I'm hearing is that two sexy young Jewish men work at Chat Sports.
Damn right.
That's what I heard too. Okay, now make sure you follow me on Twitter if you haven't already. I'm gonna be posting updates on the Steelers all week long.
Young noticeable.
What Young Noticeable says Chugs really put on the glasses I never thought. That's pretty funny, Young. I'm not going to lie. All right, it's been a great show, man. $700 in super chats. We had a couple boots. Of course, Pittsburgh fan came away with the jersey. Thank you to everybody that entered. You guys are the absolute best. Jeremy, unfortunately, we're going to have to say goodbye here once again. The last time that you had to say goodbye, I think we made I want to say, not at this much. I think we made 500. So maybe we should bring you back for a final show more often because we tend to make money. But, Chugs, it's this channel would not be where it's at here today without you starting it and kind of getting the ground running. And, of course, all the mentorship and all the different stuff that you provided for me for this channel. And you're one of the big reasons why this channel has the success that it has. So everybody, give it up for Chugs in the chat.
I have one more thing to say.
All right, lay it on me.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this task and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
You know what? I'm going to say this right now. I know we're just finishing up here, but I know that I promised you guys that there would be a chance for Steeler Smitty to come here and drink. Okay, so I'm going to put a 2-minute shot clock on there right now. If we get a $100 super chat, we will go grab Steeler Smitty and he will do a boot.
Let's go!
All right? So if you guys want Steeler Smitty to come on and drink, $2 or 2 minutes, a $100 super chat, and we will have Steeler Smitty come on and do.
And I'll say this: we are $300 away from 1,000.
Yes, we are.
If we get there, I'll join him.
If we get 3 100s in the next 2 minutes, Chugs is doing a boot, and then Steeler Smitty is doing a boot.
It's
all right,
something
so if you don't want the show to end, send in those soups, baby. Let's get this up to 1,000. Let's do it.
Can we do it?
I don't know, man.
I told my boss. I told the bosses that I said, hey, I gotta show up on Steelers every now and then. I gotta say what's up to my peoples.
Absolutely, you're Yinzers.
And I gotta say, I started this channel here at Chat Sports. My mom, a huge Steelers fan.
Yep.
I remember one of the first birthday gifts that I actually bought my mom once I had a job and was able to make my own money was a Ben Roethlisberger jersey.
It's a great gift. Great gift. Big Ben, baby. All right, so we got less than a minute. Is somebody going to send in 100 for Steelers Smitty? Come on. Steelers Smitty said he wanted to do a boot today.
Wow.
Got 30 seconds left.
Can we get there?
Can we do it? Can we get another 100 for Steelers Smitty?
Regardless, I just want to thank everybody for welcoming me back with open arms. I know it's been a long while. It's been a while.
It has been a while. I don't think it's been since what? Last summer?
Yeah.
Since you've been on a live show here, so
I have to say, hitting the 1s and 2s for you, it's made me miss our times doing our Wednesday live shows back in the day when you were starting.
Yeah, me too. It was a lot of fun, man. And Coop's great. We love Coop here as well, and Steelers Smitty's great as well.
Coop's going to be visiting Pittsburgh for the first time.
Yeah, Coop and we're going to be going to Pittsburgh. It's going to be Coop's first time. It'll be my second time.
Are you taking him to Primanti?
We're going to Primanti, bros. Immediately once they're probably going to have one I'm sure they have one in the airport. Probably just go get a little lunch, and then, go to PNC, watch a little Pirates baseball. Even the Pirates have been terrible here the last 2 weeks or so, but I digress. Kurgan Cold says he wants Steelers Smitty. Well, Kurgan, you got to send in the 100. Time's running out here, my friend. If we get the 100, we'll bring on Steelers Smitty, but if not, we're going to have to say goodbye here. So for me and Jeremy Chugs here, you guys are the absolute best. Chugs knows it. I know it. Steelers Smitty knows it. Coop knows it. This is the best damn fan base here at Chat Sports and in the world. Love you guys so much. I will see you guys later for tomorrow's Steelers Talk video right here on the Steelers Talk YouTube channel. And until next time, unless the last second 100, here we go, Steelers. No way! Somebody go get Steelers Smitty! We got a $100 super chat rolling in from Kurgan Cold Bang! At the buzzer, we had already pushed the outro graphic. Unbelievable. Kurgan Cold with a 100.
And you know what that means? $200 away, and I'm joining him boot race.
$200 away from another boot from Chugs. Let's go. All right, so
I just messaged Smitty.
Okay. Come on, Smitty, let's go. Steelers. So Smitty is actually on another live show right now, but he said if we got up to a certain amount in Super Chats that he would come on and do a boot real quick. Let's go, man. Smitty's coming on. Would Coop want to drink? I guess he's about to do his live stream, so maybe Coop can't drink. I'm absolutely full, so I like my tiny stomach is done, guys.
He said I'm tapped.
I'm tapped.
I could bring that fake tequila for you.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, guys. If we get to 900, I'll do 3 shots of the fake tequila.
Does it taste like tequila?
Yeah, it tastes worse, honestly. Apparently, I've never had tequila, obviously, but definitely not good. Oh, Smitty, we're gonna get Smitty on the show for you guys once he's available. We're gonna have him drink a boot thanks to our friend Kurgan Cold with a $169 super chat. Everyone spam nice in the chat. Everyone spam noise in the chat for Mr. Kurgan Cold, Black Diamond member. Absolutely unbelievable. What'd he say? Is he coming?
I just messaged him a couple times. I said, bring the boot. Come on down, Smith.
Tell him we're in J.
Oh, I told him.
Oh, okay. Come on, Smitty. Come on, Steelers, Smitty. We need you, buddy. We need you, Smitty. I see DJ KJ in there. I see Gary. I see Pittsburgh Fan 412. I see Meaty Buffalo. I see JW. I see Alaska. I see who else here? Maryland is here. We got Alaska again. JW. Pittsburgh Fan 412. Keep spamming those nices, baby. Keep spamming those nices. We're gonna get Steelers Smitty on here in just a second. If we get to 1,000, which we're $200 away, Chugs is doing another boot right here on the Steelers Talk. To get to $1,000 in super chats, which we've maybe done like less than 10 times on the channel, in the middle of the offseason after the draft.
I mean, that just shows how legendary Steelers fans are.
That'd just be a legendary move.
If we can get to $1,000 on today's stream, I'm going to show my boss and I'm going to say, hey, Steelers fans, put some respect.
Put some respect on the name of the Steelers Nation, baby. Meaty Buffalo is saying, Smitty. Oh, Smitty. Get over here, buddy. Come on now. I'm guessing he's probably just not even seeing your slacks.
Oh, I mean, I think he will.
Come on, Smitty. Because I'm not leaving this channel until he does it. Oh! Kurgan! Called! Bang!
All right, we're 100 away.
We're 100. By the way, how much does Kurgan have? Because he might be getting close to another black diamond here. We might be getting close to another black diamond for Kurgan Cold. Oh my goodness.
He's 150 away.
Kurgan, you're 150 away from another black diamond.
Spam Kurgan!
Kurgan! Kurgan! Kurgan! Kurgan!
Kurgan!
Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. So he said he's 150 away?
130 away, technically, because he sent in a 69.
So, Kurgan, you're $130 away from your second black diamond.
And we're 100 away from another Chugs boot.
That's right. So, Kurgan, you've only put in the 1,500 so far. So let me tell you what you get for a second black diamond. You get another custom jersey that we wear during our watch parties this year. Your first one's already arrived, by the way. And you get to, and we'll raffle off, or you get to pick somebody to get a black diamond status here at Steelers Talk. So, I mean, this is awesome right here, man. Oh! Get another boot lined up. Mailbag! Krieger! Bang! Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Let's go, Maryland. All right, we're getting the boots ready. Go stick your head into Petey's studio, too. Or not Petey's, Smitty's. Go get Smitty. Let's go, Maryland, with a $100 super chat. I love it. She says, got to join in again. Absolutely, Maryland. Another black diamond. The black diamonds have showed up today, man. They really have. Maryland, Kurgan, Pittsburgh Fan 412 is a Gold Club member. There's a bunch of people. Lord Buddy Bear is a Gold Club member. Man, this is awesome. This is absolutely awesome, folks. $1,000. Oh! Kurgan is one more $100 super chat away from Black Diamond status 2.0. Kurgan Cold. Unbelievable, baby. Unbelievable. So, Kurgan, I can't show your super chat right now. Jeremy's getting the boots ready. But Kurgan Cole just sent in a $69 super chat. Everybody spam nice in the chat. Everybody spam nice. Show some love. Someone show some love to Mr. Kurgan Cole and Maryland, by the way. Shout out to Maryland for that $100 super chat to get us to $1,000 in super chats today. Let's go. We're getting Steelers Smitty on the show. We're getting Jeremy with his second boot of the day. Let's go, man. DJ KJ in there. Maryland is in there. Gary is in there. DJ KJ is in there. Alaska is still here. Meaty Buffalo. Edgardo's here. Pittsburgh fan 412 who won our raffle today is here. Let's go, baby. Let's go. God, man, I love the support of this channel, man. This is just awesome. In a random Wednesday in May, $1,000 in super chats. Just, there's not many channels that can do this, guys. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if this is the most money any channel makes on a single stream this entire month. All right, so that's just absolutely fantastic stuff from you guys. It's a testament to your support for the channel and your passion for Steelers Nation. You guys are the absolute best. Right now, Jeremy is getting the boots ready. We're getting Steelers Smitty on the show. Let's go, baby. Steelers Smitty. Steelers Smitty. So Pittsburgh fan 412 is asking me if I'm drinking more water. Another 5 minutes. No, I'm not going to put you guys through that again. I'm actually full. I mean, that boot is big, and they fill that thing up. And I've got a tiny stomach. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm pretty skinny, all right? So not a lot of room in there, so I'm dead. But Jeremy is used to drinking a lot on Raiders. We got Smitty here. We got another $69 super chat, by the way. Oh! Look at Steelers Smitty! Steelers Smitty! Steelers Smitty! Here we go, Steelers! Here we go! Here we go, Steelers! Here we go! Here we go, Steelers! Here we go! Steelers Smitty, how you doing, my friend?
Let's go. I got to get out of here quick.
All right,
Celtics to go.
all right.
Wait, one more thing. Who's that from?
It's from Kurgan Cold, $69 super chat. So the other one's from Kurgan Cold as well. Yeah. Okay. We just got an update here. Another Black Diamond joins the club for Steelers Talk Nation, and his name is Kurgan Cold. Bang! It's sent via Venmo. Oh my goodness, Kurgan Cold with a $100.69 super chat to get over $500 on today's stream, making him double Black Diamond status. Let's go. Kurgan, let me know. Kurgan, let me know what you want your jersey to be. All right? Let me know. What number, color, and name. Let me know. Here we go. We got two boots coming right here.
And you have your tequila.
Do we have shots?
I just thought you were taking it to the dome.
I'm not taking it to the dome. I'm not. I have no. Boo me all you want. I'm not taking it right to the dome.
Just drink the rest of this.
All right. All right.
Here we go. Trying to get out of taking the fake tequila shot. Serious? Are we serious? Are you kidding me? America.
All right. I'll do it after you guys do it.
All right. Here we go. Ready? Cheers,
3,
brother.
2, 1. Who's got Steelers Smitty? Come on, Steelers Smitty. Wait, who won?
I think
Smitty won! Smitty! Dethroned Chugs here on Steelers Talk. No way!
Oh. I gave him a second head start. I thought he was going to take a little time.
Dude, this stuff is fucking awful.
Continue to get the horns. I don't know how that goes. Shout out to Steelers.
Shout out to Steelers, baby. Steelers Smitty. Steelers Smitty. Big shout out to Steelers Smitty for coming on the show. And Kurgan Cole just got second Black Diamond status. He's going to be getting a second jersey for us to wear during game days. And, oh my goodness. Okay. That's going to be it for today's show. You guys are the absolute best. I love you guys. We'll be back next week, hopefully with Coop, but if not, we might have Steelers Smitty or who knows, Jeremy, next week, depending on how the Mavs do. You guys are the absolute best. Thank you so much for all of your support. Make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already and join the best and most interactive Steelers community here on YouTube. Big shout out to today's MVP, Kurgan Cole. Shout out to Pittsburgh fan 412 for winning the jersey. Marilyn Krieger for being absolutely fantastic today as well. Vince John as well. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Thank you guys so much for all of your support. We will see you guys later. And until next time, here we go, Steelers.